feel it now? Let it cover you. Let the Spirit rise up and break through the walls, beat down the doors, crash through the windows, and cover the earth, the earth, the earth, the earth. Let the Spirit rise up and break through the walls, beat down the doors, crash through the windows, and cover the earth, 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 the earth. Bricks won't hold it in, lies won't hold it down. Love will let it out, and we will let it out. Darkness and fears and brokenness, can you feel it now? Let it cover you. Let the Spirit rise up, break through the walls, beat down the doors, crash through the windows, and cover the earth, the earth, the earth. Let the Spirit rise up, break through the walls, beat down the doors, crash through the windows, and cover the earth, the earth, the earth, the earth.
Fear has no choice but to bow. Chains have no choice but to break. Shame has no choice but to leave in your presence. Fear has no choice but to bow. Chains have no choice but to break. Shame has no choice but to leave in your presence. Fear has no choice but to bow. Chains have no choice but to break. Shame has no choice but to leave in your presence. Fear has no choice but to bow. Chains have no choice but to break. Shame has no choice but to leave in your presence.
So let the Spirit rise up, break through the walls, beat down the doors, crash through the windows, and cover the earth, the earth, the earth.
Hi guys. Now you might be wondering why I'm up a tree, and to be honest I'm beginning to wonder that myself. But today's story actually involves a man climbing into a tree. This guy was not well liked. He was a tax collector, he was looked down upon, and to be quite honest, there was quite a lot of questions about his character, about whether or not he was actually being honest when he took the tax. But most thing people noticed about my mate Zach straight away was he was short. And how that plays into his need to climb a tree, you'll see in this upcoming video.
Stories of the Bible. Zacchaeus. This is Zacchaeus.
Hey there!
Who was a tax collector and very rich. Tax collectors were hated because many people thought they were liars and cheaters.
Boo!
Zacchaeus lived in Jericho, and one day, Jesus was passing through Jericho.
What's going on?
Jesus is here! Woohoo!
Zacchaeus wanted to see who Jesus was.
Hey, excuse me. Hey, watch where you're going.
But he was too short to see above the crowd.
Ah, that's it.
So he ran ahead to a place where he knew Jesus would come. He climbed to a sycamore tree so he could see Jesus. When Jesus came to that place, he looked up and saw Zacchaeus in the tree.
Oh, hey there, friend. Who? Me? Yeah, you.
He said to him, Zacchaeus, hurry and come down. I must stay at your house today.
Oh, all right.
Zacchaeus came down quickly. He was pleased to have Jesus in his house. All the people saw this and began to complain.
Ugh.
Look at the kind of man Jesus stays with. Zacchaeus is a sinner. But Zacchaeus said to Jesus, I will give half my money to the poor. If I have cheated anyone, I will pay that person back 4 times more. Jesus said, Salvation has come to this house today.
What?
This man truly belongs to the family of Abraham. The Son of Man came to find lost people and save them.
Hi guys, hope you enjoyed that video. You can see that Zach had to climb a tree in order to see Jesus. And that's one of the first things that stood out to me in this story. The length he was willing to go to hear Jesus for himself. He had heard all the stories. He had heard how Jesus had healed people and how he had been preaching and talking to the crowds. But he wanted to hear him for himself. And that's important. It's important that we don't rely on other people's faith. That we don't rely on what other people tell us about Jesus. But we actually go to Jesus himself and listen and find out what he's got to say about our lives. The second thing that struck me about the story was as soon as Jesus said, come down, I must have dinner at your place, he jumped to it. Zach didn't wait. He jumped out of that tree. He got down and said, right, Jesus, sure, come on over. Even when people disapproved, even when people started saying, why is Jesus going to have dinner with this guy? Doesn't he know that Zach's the biggest criminal out, that he's been mean and unfair, and oh, I can't believe Jesus is going to go and be with that sinner, with that person who just does everything wrong. Why is he going with him? Jesus went with him, had dinner, and it changed Zach's life. See, when you hang out with Jesus, Jesus has the ability to change your life. And it doesn't matter what other people are saying around you. They can be saying, oh, why are you being all goody two-shoes? Why are you going to church? Why are you praying? Why are you trying to read God's word? Why are you... Just spend time with Jesus. Because by spending time with Jesus, Jesus is able to change our lives for the better. And the third thing, having met Jesus, having spent time with Jesus, Zach decided to change his life. He made meaningful decisions. He decided to help the poor, and he decided to right the wrongs that he had done. We can apply this to our own lives. There are people that you might need to go and say sorry to for things that you've done. There might be things that you can do to help. This is not to earn God's favor, but it's because God shows his favor to us. And God will put on your heart the specific things that he wants you to do. People would have noticed in the days following the big change in Zach. He was still a tax collector. He still worked for the government. But he was doing it fair now. He was doing it with compassion. He was doing it in a way that he knew Jesus would appreciate. And I believe that God blessed him for that, as he will bless us as we continue to follow Jesus, as we continue to listen to him, as we continue to spend time with him, as we continue to do what he says. Hey guys, hope you have a great week, and I hope that as you go into this coming week, that whatever you're doing, that you'll do it with Jesus. Spend time with him and allow him to transform your lives. Now I'll go try and get out of this tree. See ya. Memory verse, Hebrews 12, 1-2. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1.
Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up, and let us run with endurance the race God has set before us.
Let's try this again.
Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd to the life of faith, let us strip off every that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily us up, and let us run with the God has set before us.
Book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 2.
We do this by keeping our eyes on Jesus, the champion who initiates and perfects our faith. Because of the joy awaiting him, he endured the cross, disregarding its shame. Now he is seated in the place of honor beside God's throne.
Let's try this again.
We do this by our eyes on Jesus, the champion who initiates and our faith. Because of the awaiting him, he endured the cross, disregarding its. Now he is seated in the place of beside God's throne.
Hebrews 12, 1-2. All together now.
Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up, and let us run with endurance the race God has set before us. We do this by keeping our eyes on Jesus, the champion who initiates and perfects our faith. Because of the joy awaiting him, he endured the cross, disregarding its shame. Now he is seated in the place of honor beside God's throne.
everyone, thanks for tuning in to Elevate Online this week. Starting from next week, we're finally able to meet back at church in person. I can't wait to see all your faces. Have a great week, everyone. Bye.